Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Abrew About Nothing. So this week, we're playing a deck that I've been playing for fun on the ladder and actually really enjoying. This is Abzan Calix Sagas, kind of a, I don't even know, Abzan Enchantressy control style deck, essentially. We're not really going aggro with this deck. We're trying to grind out slow value with Sagas, with Planeswalkers, and eventually, hopefully, turn that into an insurmountable advantage that wins us the game. So that's the plan for the day. Gonna break down the deck, jump into some games, see how Abzan Calix Sagas actually works. So before we jump into it, a super quick reminder: if you enjoy Much Abrew and the other series here on the channel, it would be spectacular of you if you take a second, click that subscribe button down at the bottom of your screen. It's a great way to support the channel and the site for free. So let's talk Abzan Calix Saga, starting with our Planeswalkers. So kind of our main finishers in this deck, and also some of our main engine pieces, are our Planeswalker package, starting with Calix Destiny's Hand. So Calix is a Planeswalker that can be very powerful, but it needs to be in a very specific shell. Everything it does involves enchantments, so unless you're playing a bunch of enchantments, Calix doesn't do anything. Thankfully, our deck is overloaded with enchantments. So in our deck, Calix's +1 should usually draw us a card. We whiff once in a while, but for the most part, it's taking up to draw us an enchantment. The -3 can be sweet removal and has some extra synergy as well. And then one of the most powerful things our deck can do is take up Calix to ultimate, get back all of our enchantments from the graveyard, and then we have some Sagas that can allow us to get back Calix from the graveyard, so we have this kind of weird value-y loop in the late game. Supporting Calix, we have Vraska Golgari Queen and Liliana Dreadhorde General. So Vraska is really synergistic with our Sagas. Some of our Sagas, only a couple of their modes are good. So Vraska, what it does is allows us to play our Sagas, get the value out of the good modes, and then sack them to Vraska's +2 to draw a card, gain some life before we have to lose our Saga to one of their bad modes. So Vraska is very synergistic there, plus it's also removal. Liliana is just the big Planeswalker at the top end of our curve. I mentioned that we can loop Planeswalkers from our graveyard. Liliana is one of the best ones to loop. We can play it, make some zombies, make our opponent sacrifice some stuff, draw some cards, eventually get it back, do it again, do it again, do it again, until eventually just grinds our opponent out of the game. So those are our Planeswalker finishers. As far as Sagas, we have 3 different options. In the early game, the Birth of Meletis is actually pretty good in this deck. It comes down, grabs us a basic plane, so essentially gives us an extra land, make sure we hits our land drops. Then it makes a wall, which is especially good against aggro, and then it gains us 2 life, which, that mode is kind of only okay. Honestly, the big deal is, we play this, we get a planes, and then hopefully we can, like, sacrifice it to our Vraska to draw a card. Temeret Calls the Dead. The first 2 modes are very good. They come down, they stock our graveyard, they make some zombies, so we have some attackers, we have some defense. The last mode, it's medium, but again, hopefully we can sacrifice it to our Vraska or something, draw a card, sacrifice it to some of our other synergies before it actually goes away and scries us and gains us life. And then Elspeth Conquers Death is kind of the key piece of this deck. Gives us repeatable removal, and then it reanimates a creature or Planeswalker, which means we can, like, play a Calix, do a bunch of Calixy stuff, maybe it dies, maybe it gets to ultimate, then we can ultimate Calix, get back Elspeth Conquers Death, exile something else. Eventually, Elspeth Conquers Death ultimates, quote-unquote, with the 3rd lore counter, and then we get back Calix, and we get to do it again. So we have this crazy grindy value with Elspeth Conquers Death coming back again and again and again, and kind of just grinding our opponent out of the game. The other piece of this puzzle that's very important is Doom Foretold. So Doom Foretold, I kind of think of this as a backup version of Vraska. Vraska lets us sacrifice our Sagas before they hit their bad modes to draw a card, gain some life. Doom Foretold, we can keep it going by sacking the Birth of Meletis, by sacking Temeret Calls the Dead after we get the value out of it from their first couple of lore counters, while our opponent is theoretically sacrificing good permanents. So that's kind of the Doom Foretold trick. Plus it's an enchantment, so we can get it back with Calix and do all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, we do have some creatures. Ephemia the Cacophony kind of a Temerit Calls the Dead in creature form. We get a lot of enchantments in our graveyard, either by our Sagas naturally sacrificing themselves, or getting milled by like Temerit Calls the Dead. So Ephemia usually comes down, immediately makes a 2/2, can keep making 2/2s, so we can pressure our opponent, plus it's an enchantment itself, so it works with Temerit Calls the Dead really well. We can also exile Ephemia to make a 2/2 with Temerit Calls the Dead, so they kind of synergize very nicely together. Otherwise, Treacherous Blessing is our big card draw engine, and in this deck, we got a ton of ways to get rid of it. Draw 3 for 3 is a great deal. The problem is, if it gets stuck on the battlefield, we might just kill ourselves casting spells. Well, technically, Calix can get rid of it with its -3. We target one of our opponent's things, target our Treacherous Blessing gets sacked, Faraska gets rid of it, Doom Foretold gets rid of it, so we can play Treacherous Blessing without really that much risk involved, because we know we're going to be able to sacrifice it eventually, and when we're just drawing 3 for 3, it's an insane source of card advantage. Otherwise, we get a bunch of removal. Mire's Grasp, Murderous Rider, Oath of Kaya, Kaya's Wrath, a nice spread of removal ranging from early game stuff to deal with creatures, to sweepers, to some life gain, to Murderous Rider to get rid of planeswalkers. As far as the mana base, a bunch of shock lands, a bunch of the Temple's Scry lands, a few basic lands, weighted towards planes because of birth. We need to make sure we have enough planes to be tutoring them out, or it kind of really minimizes the value of that Saga. Sideboard-wise, for controlling matchups, Agonizing Remorse to pick apart our opponent's hand, Assassin's Trophy, Casualties of War for more removal, anything, which is really valuable, and then Destiny Spinner to fight through counter spells. And then for more aggressive matchups, we get a Kaya Orzhov Usurper, Graveyard Hate plus some life gain. Archon can just run wild against aggro decks. We play it, play a bunch of Sagas, make a bunch of lifelinkers, gain a ton of life. Kaya's Wrath, Ethereal Absolution, and then a little bit of weird stuff. Helia's Intervention gives us answers to artifacts and enchantments, and some life gain, which is sometimes relevant. Cling to Dust, pretty cute against like Uro style decks, other escape style decks, plus it gives us life gain, plus in our deck, thanks to like Temerit Calls the Dead, we're milling a lot of cards in the graveyard, so we often have a full graveyard, and in Cling to Dust gives us another way to take advantage of that, where we can cast it a couple times in a game. Maybe we're just drawing a card, maybe we're gaining a little extra life, but the flexibility makes it worth it. And then Hushbringer to shut down Risen Reef, Cavalier style strategies, and that is Abzan Calix Sagas for standard, and that's our Much Abrew deck for this week. So let's jump into the gameplay, see how this deck works in practice. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoy it, and I will talk to you soon. All right, Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Abzan Calix. Abzan Sagas in standard. Mountain and Fervent Champion. Sure. Playing the land. Scry to the bottom. And this isn't the kind of matchup where you want to lose the die roll, unfortunately. Opponent, Tin Street Dodger. Getting in. Play the land. Yeah, let's just birth. Get a land. We might be fine, though, even on the draw. Opponent kept a 1-lander. Scourge Spitter. And we are a black source away from being able to Wrath. I'll make a wall. Play the land. Yeah, let's Mire's Grasp, Scorch Spitter. Pass the turn. Mountain. Alright, so there's land number 2. Opponent attacks. Well, we will block. Down to 14. And Runaway Seepkin. Play a land, play birth. Get a land, play birth. Get a land. We would like a black source, though. Like, being able to Wrath would be so helpful. Opponent. Steepkin number 2 grows the Steepkin. Attacks with everything. Can we draw a black source, please? Well, alright, make a wall, make a wall. Yeah, let's Doom Foretold. Play a plains, pass the turn. Opponent's got a sack. We have a wall of walls. Opponent sacks the Dodger. Untaps. These 2 Steamkins are frightening, though. Three Steamkins, I mean. Okay, opponent attacks. Well, we will block and block. Can we draw a black source? One time. Block, block, block. So we take 0. We sack the birth. Play a land. Mire's Grasp. Opponent has to sack. We cannot hit a black source. It would be so good if we could. Yeah. Opponent. Robber of the Rich. Trigger. Attacks. Steals a Calix. Well, we block everything. Lose our Doom Foretold. Oath of Kaya. Kill the Steamkin. I mean, I guess we are buying ourselves a lot of time. Robber of the Rich. Watch us get milled out. Opponent attacks. Well, those are 2 lands. We did want one of those. One of those was Black Source. Block, block, block. We draw. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, wow. Okay, finally, we got there. It took a minute, but we got there. Opponent passes. We will Doom Foretold. And now we should be good. Good golly, pass the turn. Well, we were color screwed for a long time, but we're at 22 life against mono red on turn 20 or something. Hi. Well, our deck gave us a bit of a heart attack, but apparently Birth is pretty good against mono red. We'll bring in Archon. We'll bring in Kaya's Wrath, and that might be it. We'll go down Liliana. We'll go down a couple Elspeth Conqueror's Deaths. Opponent doesn't have enough big permanents to make it worth it, and Treacherous Blessing is a little sketchy. Let's try this Cling to Dust. Not because it's especially good against our opponent's deck. They don't use our graveyard, but it does exile and gain life, which seems relevant. All right, let's see what this hand looks like. I guess we just need a bunch of births, and we can win. Opponent. Yeah, all right, sure. We got an Oath of Gaia. We got a Wrath. We got Black Sources. Seems reasonable. All right, Scorch Spitter. Myers Grasp is also good. Oh, Plains is also good. All right, this hand is almost perfect, honestly, for this matchup. Opponent. Robber of the Rich. Gets in. Steals our Plains, which I guess is annoying. We go to 16. I'll play the land. Myers Grasp, Robber of the Rich. Opponent gets in. It's us. Down to 13, down to 12. Light up the stage. Land and Robber. Plays the land. Light up the stage. All right, so opponent's playing the card advantage game. Another Scorch Spitter. Well, losing that land was actually pretty bad for us. We actually really needed to have access to that 4th land for this Wrath. Opponent gets to play a land. Attacks. Pings. We go to 8. We block. Opponent pumps. All right, we go to 7. Well, mill some stuff. Exile Treacherous Blessing. Oath of Gaia. Go back up to 9. Land for our opponent. Phoenix of Ash. Well, Tamara calls it head to the bottom. Ugh. Birth. Get a Plains. Play the Plains. I guess we go attacking. Oh, this Phoenix is a lot of damage, though. Opponent. Land. Fervent Champion. Gets it. Yeah. So we take 5. So we're going to get a wall. All right, let's exile Robber of the Rich. Gain some life. We get hit to 6. We get a wall. We play Calix.
Those who follow their destiny have nothing to
Exile the Phoenix.
This will cease your
Temple. Yeah, I guess we'll keep the land. And no, we're gonna play it conservative. No attacks. Make sure we can block. Opponent, Robber of the Rich. Everything at Calix. We gain some life. We lose the land. Block. And, Stabilize has got the GG. Well, our deck seems pretty good against aggro, that's for sure. Birth is insane. All right, sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are Calixing in standard Abzan Calix Sagas. And, let's see what this hand looks like. Yeah, all right, this hand's fine. Removal, card draw removal. Seems reasonable. Plus, we get to scry a couple times to find what we're looking for. So we're up against. All right. Looks like ramp. Treacherous Blessing. Is it worth it? We already have one. Let's go bottom for now. I don't think we need the second one yet. Opponent, untaps. Untap land. Paradise Druid. Well, this means that Nissa can be coming down, which is very frightening. We don't have a Nissa answer in hand. Grab a plains. Yeah, this might be a tricky match. I mean, I guess we have a Nissa answer in Elspeth Conqueror's Death, but with our opponent on the play and having ramp, if it comes down next turn, we're like many turns away from actually answering it. Risen Reef, trigger. Gets a land, so the ramping continues. Opponent gets it, hits us. Well, make a wall, kill Risen Reef, play a Scry land. We will keep Doom Foretold. Once we get going, Doom Foretold's nice. All right, well, we'll see. What do you got, opponent? This is probably the Thassa deck, although one of the upsides of the deck we were playing is we have 4 Elspeth Conqueror's Death, which deals with... Nissa.
Strange and magnificent world.
Yeah, that's bad. Scries to the bottom, turns on a land. Well, now things are very, very bad. We gain some life. Well, let's... Temerat calls the dead. Make a 2/2. Well, I guess we just hope our opponent doesn't have anything huge here. Oh, Nissa. Nissa. Yeah, Nissa coming down early, especially with us on the draw, is gonna be tough. Opponent cracks. Roughly infinite mana. Paradise Druid. Untaps a land. What's the follow-up? I mean, if our opponent doesn't have another threat, we're kind of okay. Well, we'll Paradise Druid and block. Sure, down to 17. Opponent passes. Well, mill. Exile Treacher. Actually, exile Murderous Rider. Well, I mean, we got a shot. We have a swamp. We have Elspeth Conqueror's Death. That gets rid of Nissa. The game continues. It's not over yet. Opponent, what you got? Scryland. Oh, they have all the Nissas. All right. That makes things considerably worse. We almost could have beaten a Nissa, but 2 Nissas. Seems less likely. Opponent goes attacking. We will block. Well, come on, another Elspeth Conqueror's Death. We go to 11. Temerat calls the dead. Trigger. Land to the bottom. Well, I guess we have to Treacherous Blessing and try to hit, like, land Murderous Rider. Odds are slim. Ugh, not even an untap land. Okay. We've been officially Nissa'd. Yeah, that's why Nissa is the best card in Standard. Oh, man. We actually had the answer for 1, but 2 is tough. Tough. All right, so we're up against Simic Ramp, Temur Ramp. We can bring in 2 Hushbringers. We can bring in Casualties of War, Assassin's Trophy, Agonizing Remorse. Cut-wise, that's where it gets a little tricky. What do we cut? Maybe we need the Kaya's Wrath too. That's a lot of cuts being necessary. Ugh. I guess we can trim Euphemias. I guess we probably have to go down a Treacherous Blessing. An Oath of Kaya. And maybe both Oath of Kayas. Birth. I guess one Calix. Ugh. All right. Yeah. Well, we're on the play, which is something. And we do have some more answers now that it's in game 2. Which, that is helpful. We get to play first. All right. I mean, we can answer Nissas. That's something. Gonna put second Elspeth Conqueror's Death to the bottom. Looking for something a little quicker. Opponent, Temple to the top. Well, we got all the Treacherous Blessings in the world. Opponent, untap land. Leafkin Druid. Now play the land. Murder Leafkin. And now we can Treacherous Blessing to try to find lands. Opponent passes. Well, Treacherous Blessing. Land, please. We really need to hit a land. Okay, there's lands. Temple of Silence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Temerat calls the dead. Let's go bottom for now. All right, now we're not in the worst shape. Our hand is pretty powerful. Untap land. Thassa. Play the swamp. Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Get rid of the Thassa. If our opponent has Nissa, at least we get 2 casualties for it. Ooh, okay. Well, hopefully this will be good. Opponent. We're going to be able to put our opponent pretty low on mana. Gets in, hits us. 14. And? Mystic Repeal, sure. Well, we get to play the Plains. Casualties. Planeswalker, land, enchantment, creature. This also gets rid of Treacherous Blessing. Oh, this doesn't fizzle, does it? That would be bad. Yeah, Treacherous Blessing goes away. Opponent back down to 3 mana. And that's what we want to see. Opponent, what you got? Leafkin Druid, sure. Passes. Let's Treacherous Blessing, draw some cards. Temple of Silence. Keep Agonizing Remorse. Murderous Rider. Pass the turn. Do we have Nissa 2? Untap land. Crosses is pretty okay, because then... Okay, there's a big Crosses, that's fine. Because now we get to... shock ourselves, unfortunately. Liliana.
The undead make great minions.
Go to combat,
Loyal.
attack to gain back a bit of life. Opponent blocks, we draw a card.
Waste not, want not.
Take down Liliana.
Get out of my way!
Agonizing Remorse you. Take Omnath. Alright, opponent. I guess Neoform is a bit concerning if our opponent draws something. Well, take up Liliana.
Smelly, but
Hushbringer. We will pay. Temrat calls the dead. Mill. Make a dork. And now we're in very good shape. Hushbringer is excellent against our opponent's deck. Don't need another... We're in such good shape, we don't even need another Kaya's Wrath. Opponent. Paradise Druid. Can turn into a 3-drop, but no Risen Reef triggers allowed. Opponent. Passing. Well, mill. Make a dork. Go to combat. Attack. Opponent goes to 12. Take up Liliana. Yeah, I mean, I guess we might as well.
shine.
Might as well get rid of the Neoform, just in case. Get rid of the Neoform. Boy, how greedy are we? Eh, we're greedy. We're super greedy. Blessing number 2. Doom Foretold. Land. Opponent sack that. Paradise Druid. And I think we're in decent shape now. Opponent scoops it up. Okay. Well, that's how we could beat a Nissa. We proved that it is possible. It is still not a matchup that I especially want to be playing if we had a choice. But, I mean, Hushbringers, Casualties of War, discard. We got a shot. We got a shot in this matchup, even if it is a bit scary. Yeah, let's do that again. Same plan. Okay. Opponent's going to be on the play, which is going to make having something like Agonizing Remorse in our opener more essential, I think. That's where, or Murderous Rider could be fine. Some way to stop the early onslaught, because something like a turn 3 or even turn 4 Nissa can just run away with the game before we get set up. Well, okay, we will keep. We are keeping on the strength of Hushbringer, primarily. Opponent, to the bottom. Ooh, and a Wrath. Well, tap land. Opponent, tap land. Yeah, well, hush you. Pass the turn. Tap land for our opponent. I'll go to combat. Attack. Gain some life. And, yeah, I mean, we're gonna draw some cards. Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Discard a Godless Shrine. Land for our opponent. Thassa. Oh boy. Alright, well, Temple Garden. Doom Foretold. Get in with Hushbringer. And that not only gets rid of Thassa, but gets rid of our Treacherous Blessing? Whew, that is not bad. Opponent. Land. Huh. Okay. Mystic Repeals. Crag's Fabled Passage. I mean, we will sack Doom Foretold. We're not giving up on this Hushbringer. Hushbringer is our most important card. Opponent. Passing. Yeah. Sure. Go to combat. attack you. Temple of Silence. Temple to the bottom. Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Discard Godless Shrine. Alright, alright. We have a Elspeth Conquers Death for the next big thing. And we're gonna get to Agonize. Ooh, opponent has a Chandra.
Let's start at a sizzle. If you make it to the Inferno.
Well, there goes our Hushbringer, which is concerning.
I've burning to do.
Interesting. How do we do this? Well, I guess we just have to Elspeth Conquers Death on Chandra. Play the land. Hope that we can put things back together from here. Opponent. Omnath. Sure. Down to 16. Land. Grows it. And Neoforms into Cavalier. Alright, so opponent's putting together a board. I'll tick up Elspeth Conquers Death. Agonizing Remorse. Take whatever's in hand. Oh, opponent's got a land in hand? Alright, take Cavalier. Temoret Calls the Dead. Maybe mill something we can reanimate would be nice. Opponent cracks. Well, Euphemia is something at least. Get rid of Birth. Make a Dork. Temple Garden tapped past the turn. Well, let's see what our opponent finds. Opponent attacks. We will block. Plays a land, passes. We draw land. Well, let's mill. Ugh, timing not great. We will exile Treacherous Blessing. Euphemia, +1/+1 counter. Now what? Let's Calix. Opponent has negate. How do we want to do this? Treacherous Blessing. No fear, no fear. Draw some cards. Temple of Silence. Keep Liliana. All right, this is a big turn. Our opponent needs a big draw here. We will exile Elspeth Conquers Death. We have an Elspeth Conquers Death to answer this Cavalier next turn. Come on, fade. Risen Reef, so that's a redraw. Opponent, combat. Well, we will block the Cavalier. Whoa! All right. All right. Opponent's running his greatly improved here. Sure. All right, that's not ideal. Temple Garden to the bottom. Well, I guess we Elspeth Conquers Death. Lose some life, unfortunately. Exile a Cavalier. Mire's Grasp. Lose some life. Opponent also drew a non-land. Play the land. Get in with Euphemia. Oh, man. Things might be falling apart. We will take the Mire's Grasp. We can't really kill the Cavalier because then our opponent gets back something massive. Opponent untaps. Oh! Oh my goodness! All right. Well, not much we can do about that, unfortunately. Wow. Okay. Well, Nissa is the best card in Standard, and I think we played that pretty well. Opponent just had a pretty absurd string of cards on top of our deck. If our opponent whiffed for one turn, I think we just take over the game, but opponent had like 5 good cards in a row to go like Risen Reef into Second Cavalier into Chandra. Yeah, well, okay. All right, much Abrew about nothing time. We are getting some bad hands with Abzan Sagas. This is reasonable. Not especially powerful. We don't really have any card advantage, but I mean, I think this is a hand that we will keep. Our first hand just had no lands, unfortunately. Opponent also mulliganing. What do we put to the bottom? I guess it's got to be Elspeth Conquers Death. And now we have to pray very hard to the magic gods that we hit land drops. Well, Temple Garden, go. Opponent, Swamp, passes. Well, that's a land drop, so that's something at least. Play the land, pass the turn. Now we want card advantage. That's next on our list. Ooh, Demure Control, apparently. Thought Erasure. Yeah, gonna need to find some card draw. Opponent's doing the whole timeout tank on this thought erasure. Can you not time out while you're thought erasuring? Alright, I guess it is theoretically possible. You just get a long time. Well, play Birth. Get a land. Play the Swamp. Yeah, we definitely need some card draw. That is the thing we need more than anything. A Planeswalker, a Doom Foretold would be fine. Some way to start churning through our deck. Opponent, Plains. Alright, so they're playing Abzan. Abzan Hero by the looks. Opponent thinks for a while, plays it to Fairy.
My responsibility. Let's try this.
Bounces our Birth, thank you. Well, we will kill to Fairy. Still no card draw. Play the Plains past the turn. Opponent has more discard. I have never seen someone fight harder to deal with a Birth. It's not even good against control, but sure. Opponent plays a land. Cracks the land. Come on, something involving card advantage, please. Gets a Swamp. Oath of Kaya. Well, that is not card advantage. Play Murderous Rider, play the land, pass the turn. Opponent plays the land. Plays an Ashiok. Well, let's draw a good card. No deal. Well, kill this thing. Attack Ashiok. Play a Birth. Get a Plains. Play the Plains, pass the turn. Opponent has an Oath of Kaya. Untap land. Makes a Dork. Well, let's Oath of Kaya. Kill the token. Pass the turn. Murderous Rider Ashiok. Alright, Ashiok down. Boy, do we need something that generates card advantage. Oh, there's so many in our deck, and we just have not been able to find them. Opponent, Castle Ardenvale. Once we have some card draw, things hopefully will start spiraling a bit. Wow, we're really good at drawing these Births. I'll play a Murderous Rider. Opponent scries. Leaves a card on top. We'll play another Birth. Thin the deck, get a Plains. Play the Plains, pass the turn. Opponent adepts. Elspeth conquers death to kill Murderous Rider. Oh, we got a million of those in our deck. Ephemia, the Cacophony, sure, whatever. Well, we pass the turn. We exile a Birth. Opponent untaps, triggers Elspeth, which is eventually going to get back this Ashiok, or a Teferi. I assume Ashiok. Opponent has a Mortify to keep the fun going. And... oh, I know we're going to mill our good cards here, unfortunately. Yeah. Well... Mill Veraska, Mill Elspeth conquers death. Oh, this draw is driving me absolutely insane. Opponent's going to get back in Ashiok. Oh, Dak, why are you doing this to us? Opponent, yeah, Ashiok going to ultimate next turn. Makes a Dork. Opponent. Oh my goodness. Tyrant scorns a token. Well, okay, we finally hit a real card. Mill a bunch of stuff. If our opponent has a counter, I'm going to be very disappointed, but... Calix.
There is beyond Theros to explore.
Tick up Calix. Treacherous Blessing.
I am
Play Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Opponent makes a token. Play the Scry land. Well, I guess we keep the Calix, although that's not ideal. Pass the turn. Because our opponent can ultimate this Ashiok. We'll see if they do. It's possible they choose not to. They can get Murderous Rider, and Murderous Rider are Calix. We'll see. What do you got, opponent? Untap land. Alright, makes a Dork with Calix. We need an Elspeth conquers death, although we've milled 2 of them. Opponent goes to combat. Passes. Well, we get to scry. Bottom. Take up Calix. Opponent scries. Come on, Elspeth conquers death. Alright, Treacherous Blessing.
Show me my path.
Play Treacherous Blessing. Draw some more cards. Well, I guess this means we Kaya's Wrath. We don't want... Right now, the cards our opponent can get with Ashiok are not very good. The best thing they can do is Murderous Rider or Calix. But we don't want our opponent to have the option to exile a couple more cards. Opponent. Alright, gonna kill our Calix with Ashiok. Sure. We have a bunch more Calixes. Boy, finding an Elspeth Conqueror's Death to deal with that would have been nice. We did finally get our card draw, which is helpful. Alright, Birth. Sure. See how many planes our opponent has in their deck. Murderous Rider. Oh, they can't kill Calix? Oh, they can't kill Calix. Alright, well that's pretty fine. Opponent's just gonna... Alright, that was not a very impressive Ashiok. And even no planes? Alright, that was not impressive at all. Calix lives! Calix lives! And if we ultimate Calix, things are absurd. Like, oh my goodness. Like game-winning absurd. Alright, opponent. Dream Trawler. Well, as long as our opponent doesn't also have a counter, that's fine. Well, take up Calix. Elspeth conquers death.
I am blessed.
Play Elspeth conquers death. Trigger. Get rid of Ashiok. Kaya's Wrath. Trigger. Alright. Oh. Alright, opponent. Can you draw a removal spell for Calix? Oh boy. Oh boy, if we ultimate this Calix, it is ridiculous. Ashiok, sure. Okay, so that can bounce Calix. Or it can make a token. Now, let's see if they got it. Land, 1 card in hand. Take up Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay. Temerat Calls the Dead. Trigger. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to be good. Mill. Yeah, let's decline. Ultimate Calix. Get a handful of triggers. Oath of Kaya will kill this. Exile. And opponent scoops it up. Oh, we got off to a slow start, but that's what happens when Calix... when Calix ultimates. Whoa. Okay. Our deck finally came through. We had such a slow start for this control matchup, but in the end we got there, and it was good once we got there. All right, opponent's playing control. Against control, we want Agonizing Remorse. I don't know if we actually want Destiny Spinner in this matchup. Agonizing Remorse for sure. The other main concern is being able to deal with Dream Trawler, which Liliana, Doom Foretold, and Wrath helps with. It feels weird to leave in Wrath against control, but we probably need to. Maybe we can trim an Oath of Kaya. Also a little worried if we cut too much that our opponent might be able to get us with like Thief of Sanity, which would not be great. All right, let's do some trimming, bring in the discard, leave it sacrifice outlets to try to deal with, or sacrifice effects, edict effects, to deal with potential Dream Trawlers, and maybe do that again. Boy, opponent had discard. We're on the mulligan. We got off to a very scary slow start, but once we hit the card advantage, it just snowballs and is very effective. All right, on to game number 2. We are on the draw, which not as big of a deal against control. And let's see what this hand looks like. That's fine. The bursts aren't exciting, but the bursts, they do make sure we hit our land drops, which is helpful. Tap land for our opponent. Well, tap land for us. Gotta assume our opponent has discard. It seems like they're playing a lot of discard spells. All right, Thought Erasure takes our discard. Well, play the land, birth, grab a plains. Opponent, castle, Narset.
I have practiced against good thoughts before.
All right, Narset is annoying. Opponent gets more discard. I'll make a wall. Play Euphemia. Temple. Scry. I think we keep Agonizing Remorse. Pass the turn. So our opponent can hit us with discard here and take our Doom Foretold, which is pretty helpful for our opponent. Doom Foretold would be very good against what they're doing, I think, but untap land. All right, opponent's all in on discard. Hits us. Takes the Doom Foretold, as predicted. Thought Erasure. Takes Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Leaves a card on top. Takes down Narset.
I have just the trick.
Another Narset. I'll play the land. Agonizing Remorse our opponent. Take Narset. Birth. Thin the deck, get a plains. We're back to wanting to hit card draw. Kill Narset. Exile Birth. Although this Euphemia is going to do work until our opponent hits discard. Or hits removal, rather. Build it. What you got, what you got? I wonder if our opponent would even leave in Wraths. We don't want to leave in Wraths, but Dream Trawler is a card that kind of makes it necessary. Untap land for our opponent. Really valuing the Scry. Well, we make a wall. We go to combat. We attack. Hit our opponent. Play the plains. And yeah, I don't think we Agonizing Remorse yet. Euphemia. Exile. Doom Foretold. Oh, the Doom Foretold would have been good. All right, opponent, scry away, but the pressure's on. You're going to have to find a Wrath. Dream Trawler is good for our opponent. If they find Dream Trawler, ooh, 2 to the top. If they find Dream Trawler, that does mean our opponent can force us to Wrath. Oath of Kaya. Yep. We would love to hit card draw. That's what we want, number one. Just like a Treacherous Blessing. That would be our best draw. Land. I'll go to combat. Attack, attack. Yeah, let's just pass. What was the second card our opponent left on top? Ashiok would be very strong. All right, Narset.
Those who cannot meditate.
Narset takes down. Finds a Teferi. Does our opponent play Teferi? They can't bounce a zombie. All right, there's the Teferi.
Sorry I'm late.
Bounces a zombie. Come on, card draw. Oath of Kai is decent. That lets us kill everything at least. So go to combat, kill Teferi. Yes, opponent gets to gain some life. Oath of Kaya. Kill Narset. Agonizing Remorse. Take... Yeah, take a negate. Pass the turn. Oh, card draw. What a card draw. And we draw nothing. Well, get in. Opponent kills the dork. We play a land. Pass the turn. Opponent taps. Scry land to the bottom. So we hit Calix, which is great, but there's a negate. And it feels like we're actually in a pretty rough spot here, honestly. 2 to the top. All right, spot getting rougher by the second. Ashiok makes a dork.
All your fears are given for.
Well, eat the negate. Sure. Yeah, we never found a way to draw any cards this game. We got off to a nice controlling start, but just never managed to hit any card draw. And then our opponent is about as heavy control as you can get. They have a million negates and thought erasures. Opponent makes the dork.
The shadows awaken.
Gets in. Exiles. Yeah, exactly the 2 cards we wanted. Or 2 of the... Yeah, those are exactly 2 cards that we wanted. Alright. Things are very bad now. Thought Erasure to take a Wrath. Leaves it on top again. Ugh, Murderous Rider. Well, Murder Ashiok. Yeah, Kaya's Wrath. It is what it is. These things are going to mill us out if we don't do this, so... Alright, pass the turn. Give us some card advantage, deck. Give us some card advantage. Opponent. Left something on top. Artress. Well, sure. There's the Dream Trawler, and we don't have an answer anymore. Alright, opponent mills the Dream Trawler, but they have Elspeth Conqueror's Death. We are going to need to draw something, and do it soon. We need some card draw. Opponent plays a land. Well, Temple of Plenty. Scries. Femia's not going to do it by herself here, or itself. Murderous Rider, go. Alright, opponent gets to scry again. Yeah, it's hard to be the one that loses a card draw battle in a control-ish mirror. This isn't a true control mirror, but it's close enough that you can consider it a control mirror. And I don't think we've drawn a single extra card, which is explaining our hardship this game. Elspeth conquers death. Opponent gets in with Atris. We draw nothing. Well, we'll play the Temple. I guess we keep Elspeth conquers death. My hopes are not super high that it'll pay off, but we'll see. Opponent. They should have a lot of dead discard in their deck at this point. Gets in with Atris, hits us. 13. Kunaros. Well, Elspeth conquers death. Opponent scries. Unfortunately, I think we have to hit Elspeth conquers death here. And then hope we find a way to deal with the creatures. Opponent scries to the top. Yes, Castle Vantress has been very solid. I wonder if we could find room for Field of Ruin. Opponent. Kaya. Well, this is the turn where we got to do something. Exiles. 2 cards that would have been good with this. Elspeth conquers death. All right, deck. This is your time. If you're going to do it, you got to do it now. Birth is not what we were looking for. Birth gets a Plains. Play the Plains, pass the turn. Corneros doesn't do anything against our deck, honestly, but... Alright. I'm pretty sure we're dead now. We're at 1, and we have to answer everything. Alright, we're just literally dead. Well, we did not draw a single extra card that game, which explains exactly what happened. I mean, that was just it. That was a game. Opponent got to draw cards and scry a bunch of times. We did not get to draw cards or scry a bunch of times, which makes life a lot harder to be the deck that doesn't get to draw cards. Maybe we go down to Temret Calls the Dead, Assassin's Trophy? Try it like that? All right, let's see if we draw a card this game. We did not get to grind. All right, opponent, what are you up to? We get to play first. All right, we'll keep this. I'm not super excited about this hand because I assume Calix is going to get hit by discard. And then we have no card draw again. Well, swamp, 1,000,000% to the bottom. Opponent. Because I think our opponent's playing like 12 discard spells now or something. We've seen Thought Erasure. Ugh, Kaya's Wrath. Well, play Euphemia. We've seen Thought Erasure, we've seen Duress, and we've seen Agonizing Remorse. Tap land for our opponent. Second Calix is actually pretty nice. Get in, hit our opponent. Birth. Snag Plains. Second Calix is nice because that means we should be able to resolve one of them. What you got, opponent? And having a card advantage engine going is a big deal. Alright, opponent plays Teferi.
Stand by and watch.
Bounces Euphemia. Well, we will make a wall. Temple Garden. Calix. Tick it up. Doom Foretold. Alright. Pressure is on, opponent. The pressure is on. We have a Planeswalker. We're doing things this time. Opponent. Ticking up Teferi.
I'll protect.
Wow, runs out Narset. Interesting.
Own your prowess.
Okay. And whiffs! Oh boy, that's even better. Opponent plays Fabled Passage. Cracks Fabled Passage. Gets a Plains and passes. Oh my goodness, and Treacherous Blessing. We do have to deal with the Narset before we go on the Treacherous Blessing plan, though. Well, take up Calix. Take Elspeth Conquers Death. Godless Shrine. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Narset. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Swamp. And alright, answers Elspeth Conquers Death, sure. Takes up Teferi.
Might be a bad idea.
They gotta answer the Calix in 2 turns, though. The clock is ticking. Opponent. Draw step discard. Okay, opponent. Our hand is stacked. Our hand is mega stacked. That Liliana was a great draw. And we might be out grinding control. Opponent has no good choices. Like this hand, we have a ton of cards that are great. All right, takes Liliana, leaves a card on top. Well, we will take up Calix, take Elspeth Conquers Death,
Clothis, show
Temple
me my
Garden, Doom Foretold, Ephemia, Decline. Opponent has to sack to Fairy. All right. You gotta answer the Calix or it will ultimate. Opponent. If Calix is alive, we can also sack Doom Foretold to itself and then just get it back with Calix. To Fairy.
Right on
Okay.
schedule.
Bounces Ephemia, sure. But can you stop Calix? Untap land. Do you got a Murderous Rider? That is the question. All right, so Doom Foretold, sack Doom Foretold. Calix, Ultimate.
fabric of destiny.
Oh! Calix Ultimate's decent. Get a Plains. Get rid of Teferi. So opponent's got 3 mana. How do we want to do this? Opponent scoops it up. Oh! And that's the power of the deck. Taking down the control deck. That is what the deck can do. Our deck gave us some heart attacks when we just couldn't hit card advantage or couldn't resolve card advantage. But once it gets going, we can grind with the control decks, which that's what they do, is generate card advantage and draw cards and control the game. We can out-control with Abzan Sagas. We just saw it in action. Whew. Wow, what a match. That was a long one. All right. Sweet. All right. Much Abrew about nothing time. We are playing some Abzan Calix, Abzan Sagas in Theros Beyond Death Standard. Waiting for our opponent to figure out if they'd like to play first. Opponent. Okay, that is a 0-lander, so we will mulligan. Well, this will keep. I guess we just put Elspeth Conquers Death to the bottom for now. We should be able to find it with Calix eventually. All right, here comes the aggro. This is a match where losing the die roll is not great. Tap land go. Opponent, Fervent Champion Part 2. Gets in. Yeah. Trigger. And Swamp. Oh, wow. Alright, well, yeah, losing the die roll is going to mean we lose this game, unfortunately. Play the land, pass the turn. Opponent gets in. Sure. Down to 11. Opponent. Crusader. Well, he will Murderous Rider. But we're basically just dead. Opponent gets in. Down to 3. And Stormfist Crusader. Sure. So we lost the die roll, and our opponent just had an unbelievably effective draw for being on the play. Against aggro, die roll's a pretty huge deal, I think. So we get to bring in a Kaya. We get to bring in another Wrath. We get to bring in a Archon. And do we want Absolution? It's probably better than Liliana, actually. I don't think Liliana is super good, other than being able to get it back with Calix. I don't think it's that good. We can go down one Ephemia, I think. Go down one Treacherous Blessing. And I think we do want the Absolution on the top end. Probably can trim a couple Elspeth Conquers Deaths. Intervention doesn't have many targets. Maybe we just keep Ephemia. Yeah, let's keep Ephemia. All right, run it like that. So we're on the play, so life should be a little smoother, hopefully. We also had the mulligan in game 1, which didn't help things with the 0-lander. Yeah, all right, sure. Sand looks fine. We don't really have removal, but Archon's very strong, and Birth is going to slow down whatever early aggression our opponent has. Temple. Yeah, I think we'll keep Kaya's Wrath. We're going to need to find another black source, but opponent. Random Night thing. Fervent Champion. Yeah, it's in. Well, Plains, Birth, get a Plains. We don't really need the Plains, but it is thinning our deck and getting us closer to another black source. Opponent Swamp. Wow. This is a instant replay of what we saw in game 1. Opponent's good at getting these double Fervent Champion draws. Well, Birth, get a Plains. Overgrown Tomb. Being on the play, though, we have a much better chance of keeping up with our opponent's start. Opponent finds a land. Attacks. Well, we will block you. Still would like to hit a black source for the Wrath. A Rotting Registrar. Alright, that is a black source. Make a wall, gain some life. Untap black source. Kaya's Wrath. See you later, stuff. No Embercleave for you today. And now we're exactly where we want to be. Opponent plays a swap. Gutter Bones. No hoodie. Yeah, Archon. Play a land. Mountain for our opponent. Goes attacking. Yeah, Embercleave us if you want, opponent. We will take it. Sure. So we get Embercleave temporarily. However, we get to Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Make a lifelinker. Get rid of Embercleave. Plains. Gain back some life. Opponent down to 17. What do you got, opponent? Goes attacking. Sure. We will again block. Embercleave again. All right. Well, opponent is the master of the Embercleave, apparently. I'll go to combat. Attack with Archon. Yeah, let's Kaya's Wrath. Pass the turn. Swamp for our opponent. Gutter Bones. Sure. And equips. And we draw Swamp. We get back Archon, though, with a +1/+1 counter. Birth. Make a lifelinker. Get a Plains. Play the Plains. Ephemia. Make a lifelinker. Ephemia. Legend Roulette. Make a lifelinker. Exile Birth. And alright, opponent. I think, like, unless our opponent draws something scary, I think we can just race Embercleave here. Yeah, opponent scoops it up. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're gaining 10 a turn. While our opponent, double Embercleave draw, and it was not enough. Not enough to keep up. Keep up with the Archon. So, geez, can we play Heliod's Intervention? It is instant speed, kill Embercleave, which seems reasonable. It's also expensive. Life gain can be relevant. I guess we get Assassin's Trophy. Boy, I almost want to try Cling to Dust, but I don't know what to bring in for it or go out for it. Let's go down another Doom Foretold. Doom Foretold seems slow in this matchup. Like, if we stabilize, it can be fine. Do we keep cutting them? How many can we cut? All right, let's try Heliod's Intervention too. An additional way to not get janked out by Embercleave seems fine. All right, so opponent's on the play for game 3. We're gonna need some early defense and or a Wrath, and preferably our opponent not to have the 1,000,001 drop star again. Oh, this hand. We're on the draw. This is fine. We get a scry. We gotta hit a Black Source. If we had a Black Source, this hand is reasonable. 2 good even. Opponent, Swamp bad. Knight of the Eben Legion. That's not a Black Source. That is also not a Black Source. On the other hand, if we don't hit a Black Source, we are almost assuredly going to lose. Opponent gets in, hits us. Down to 19. Mountain. And Stormfist Crusader. Well, that's a Black Source. Play Ephemia. We're heading in the right direction, but this is still a bit slow. Opponent hits us to 16. And we'll see. Land for our opponent. Goes attacking. We will block the Knight. We just got to slow down the game as much as possible. All right, opponent pumps. Passes. Well, sure. Shock ourselves. Temrat calls the dead. Mill. There goes a Wrath. We'll take Birth. Draw some cards. Take some damage. Down to 11. Oh, milling the Wrath was not ideal. Opponent. Drill Bits. Takes Vraska. Follow up. Untap land. Goes attacking. Well, I mean, we'll stay the course and block the Knight. If our opponent wants to keep spending their turn doing this, we can deal with it. We would love to draw a Wrath. That would make us happy. That's not a Wrath. Well, mill some stuff. Exile. Well, Birth. Might be too slow, though. Get a Plains out of the deck. Plains. Birth. If our opponent can Embercleave here, I think we're dead. Draw a card. Elspeth Conqueror's Death down to 8. And land. And got the Embercleave. Opponent has Bone Crusher. And pumps. All right. That's a lot of damage. We're down to 2. Trigger. Oh, play Oath of Kaya. Kill Crusader. Go to 5. Temple Garden tapped. Pass the turn. What's our opponent have? We got some walls this time, and we get to gain more life next turn. Opponent attacks. We'll block. Is it Embercleave time? Embercleave isn't lethal, thankfully. Blacklands Paragon. Sure. And tap land. So we're going to go up to 9. Bone Crusher. Ooh, we draw Assassin's Trophy. So gain some life, gain some life. So we're at 9. What happens if we Ethereal Absolution? Alright. Absolution! Hopefully this is okay. Boat it. Land. Oh, we're so close to being stable. With a way to gain back a bunch of life. Attacks, attacks. Yeah, block Knight. Drop to 6. Rotting Regisar. Ooh, Ephemia. But we don't have another black source. Embercleave is the easiest way we lose. Temple Garden, tapped. Pass the turn. Opponent's got a discard. Noxious Grasp, draws. Fervent Champion. Dies. Combat. Big attack. We will block Regisar. Opponent pumps. Pumps. We will Assassin's Trophy. Get rid of the Knight. Heliod's Intervention. X2. Go to 10. Last card's a land. Alright, so we get to Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Regisar. Ephemia. Exile a Birth. Make some blockers. No Embercleave? No Embercleave? Opponent attacks. We will block. If there's an Embercleave, what happens? 4, 8. We're not dead to it, right? Alright, yep. Trade it off. Opponent passes. Ooh, and a Doom Foretold 2. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, let's Doom Foretold. Attack. Exile Birth, and I think we got there. Whew! Overcoming the aggro. Opponent, discard that card. And game. Oh, got the GGs. That was close and frightening, but that's the power of the deck. The grind is on. Little nervous about being on the draw, but we got there. Whew. All right, Sagas. Getting through against aggro. Sweet, sweet. All right, much brew about nothing time. We are playing some Abzan Calix Sagas in Theros Beyond Death Standard. And, this is fine. Potentially a little slow against that. Simic again? Alright. Well, Temple of Malady. Yeah, we'll keep that. Well, this will be interesting. Nissa, like always, is a concern. Thankfully, our opponent hasn't done anything yet, which is encouraging. Oh, it's Saltai. Alright. Well, that's fine. Uro, milled. Well, play the land. Temrat. Calls the dead. And we will exile Birth. Opponent. Uro part 2. Sure. So this is probably just like Sultai mid-range. Opponent does find a land. Well, mill some cards. Exile. Exile Treacherous Blessing. Yeah, I think we just land Calix. Start taking up. Elspeth Conquers Death. Sadly, we can't cast it next turn, but it is very good. It's a way to deal with a Nissa type card. We could have Doom Foretold and just got value out of it, but... Alright, opponent. I guess we have multiple Nissa answers. Voracious Hydra. Kills the zombie. Sure. Temrat calls the dead. Do we even want this? I think we go bottom for now. Huh. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, take up Calix. Take Birth.
Stars will light our way.
Play Birth. Take a Plains. Play the Plains. Kill Voracious Hydra. And go attacking. Alright, Questing Beast. Is actually not the end of the world here. Hits Calix. Well, that's fine. We get a wall. We get to play... Actually, let's take up Calix first. Take up Calix. Whiff.
I bless Nick.
Doom Foretold. Temple of Plenty. Land to the bottom. New attack. So now our opponent has to sack Questing Beast, and then we can sack this Birth that isn't doing anything. Opponent. Sure. Death Sprouts the token. Why are they doing this at instant speed? Okay. Gets a land. Questing Beast goes away. Alright, so we sack Birth. Take up Calix. Oh, another Doom Foretold. Well, take Doom Foretold.
Look skyward and receive the gifts of the gods.
Jeez, do we just run it out? Alright. Land. Doom Foretold. Oath of Kaya. Hitcha. Opponent going to lose 2 cards. We're going to draw 2 cards. We're going to get some life. We're going to get some dorks. Alright. Yeah. Sure. This does mean our opponent's going to be able to get back a Uro. Although we have Elspeth Conqueror's Death to deal with it. And I pretty much like where we're at now. Opponent. Okay, Casualties of War. Sure. Passes. Well, play Calix. Take up Calix. Get Ephemia. Play Ephemia. Tap land. Hit our opponent. Down to 11. Exile Birth. Okay, opponent has Nissa.
We will not fail.
Nissa's decent. We do have an answer for it, but opponent untaps the land. Is it Uro, or do they have something better than Uro? If it's just Uro, we're in fine shape. If it's something better than Uro, then I'm a bit scared. Okay, Voracious Hydra hits Ephemia, sure. We will Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Nissa. Ephemia. Get rid of Voracious Hydra.
My world continues. A punishment befitting of the
Get in. Hit our opponent to 9. Exile Ephemia. Alright. Well, it's Uro time, I assume. Opponent, what you got? We're close to closing this out. We probably should have attacked with the zombie. I want to leave back enough blockers for the breeding pool, but alright, there's the Uro. Sure. Draws a card. Untap land. And opponent goes attacking. Well, sure. I mean, we're fine with an attack there. Opponent passes. Tick up. Well, in that case, Elspeth Conquers Death. Number 2. Get rid of Uro. Take up Calix. Tamarack Calls the Dead. Combat. Get in with Ephemia. Opponent down to 8. Exile Oath of Gaia. Alright, opponent. You need something good. Not enough cards for Uro. Opponent. Crossus is good. Is it enough to save our opponent? Probably. So tick up. Calix with a loyalty counter. Keep new Calix. We can put our opponent to 1. Oh, we win. We win. We have the Oath of Gaia. So we get to Murderous Rider, Crosses. Combat. Attack for 10. Oath of Gaia for 1. Boom. And alright. Alright. That was not horrible. The deck can grind. The deck can really, really grind. Nissa matchups still scare me, though. Very, very, very much. And our opponent has casualties in the main deck, which is also frightening. Alright, so, opponent. Playing some Nissa. We actually can't bring in Hushbringer, I don't think, with all those Uros. That seems like it probably helps our opponent more than anything. So, we will bring in Agonizing Remorses. I guess our own casualties. And maybe Cling to Dust. What do we go down is question 2. We can trim Oath of Gaia, trim Myers Grasp, maybe go down a Birth. What does this actually kill? Man, maybe we go down all the cheap removal that doesn't actually kill much of anything. And maybe one Ephemia? Let's try it like that. I want to try Cling to Dust. It feels like it could be good against Uro. We'll see. We will see. We're on the draw, which I think we're on the draw for game 1, so maybe that's fine. Yeah, all right. We get to see if Cling to Dusk is as good as we're hoping. Vote it. Scryland. Well, Scryland for Scryland. Land definitely to the bottom. Opponent. Breeding Pool, Paradise Druid. Yeah. Well, play the land, Agonizing Remorse. Take Voracious Hydra. So our opponent's got nothing going on at the moment, but they have tons of powerful draws in their deck. Gets it, hits us. And we took out the stuff that could actually kill this. Scryland. Well, play Ephemia. Overgrown Tomb. Pass the turn. No Elspeth. No Elspeth, please. It's Elspeth. Questing Beast. Okay. Well, we will kill Paradise Druid. Questing Beast is a clock. Well, Temrat calls the dead. Exile Ephemia. Temple Garden. Alright, in Elspeth Conquers Death we trust. Opponent. Scryland. What else do they have? To the bottom. Hits us. Well, mill. And exile Elspeth Conquers Death. Play the land. Elspeth Conquers Death. Snipe the Questing Beast. And go Dagon. Bone it. Land. And... oh, looks like a casualties. Which I guess is okay. This is not an insane casualties. And we still have Treacherous Blessing to refuel. Alright, there's the casualties. Oh, we draw casualties. Overgrown Tomb. Let's go bottom. I think we should hit a land here without a problem. Play Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Alright, this is a little risky, but land Agonizing Remorse you. Take the Hydra. Maybe we should have kept the green source. Get it and hit our opponent down to 12. Opponent just draws a land. Ooh, Calix. Well, land, Scry. Ephemia. I think we go bottom. Calix. Tick it up.
Foolish
Whiff. Attack you to 10. Opponent draws Uro. Okay. Draws a card. It's a land, but it's a Scry land. To the top, Uro dies. Well, we will cling to dust on Uro. Take up Calix. This is tricky. Let's take Elspeth Conquers Death.
Show me my path.
Play Ephemia. Go to 6. Hit our opponent. Let's see what they left on top. Exile. Temrat calls the dead. What was the card our opponent left on top? Nissa. Okay. Nissa is beatable. It's beatable. We can beat it. Opponent untaps a land.
The land fights for us.
Goes to combat. Attacks our face. We will chump with a zombie. Cling to dust. Paradise Druid. Keep our life total high. Go up to 9. Casualties. Oh, we didn't hit the mana for it. So, we still have planes, right? 1 down. Okay, so play Birth. Get a planes. Play the planes. Yeah, we probably should have kept that second green source. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Nissa. Calix. Get rid of Breeding Pool.
It is time for me. Cannot escape the bonds of...
Go attacking. Opponent to 7. Can we finish it? Exile. Elspeth Conquers Death. Can we finish it? Can we finish it? Can we finish it? Opponent draws. Questing Beast. That is bad. Hits us to 2 and kills Calix. Oh, what a top deck. That might beat us. I think that does beat us. Wow. Huh. Yeah? We can't block it. Well, cling to dust. Yeah, we're dead. Whoa. Well, I gotta think there's probably something we could have done differently that game. Jeez. I don't know what it was. Oh, wow. Second Questing Beast off the top. Oh, we had that on lock, too. That is That is unfortunate that that's how that turned out. Through the casualties, through the Nissa. Oh, I thought we were in great shape, but then questing beast number 2. That is not what we wanted to see. Ooh. Well, running back. We're on the play for once. And, all right, we'll keep it. Temple. We'll keep the Godless Shrine. Opponent. Tap land. Scries. To the top. After some serious deliberation, well, untap land. Agonizing Remorse you. We will take Thought Erasure. Opponent. Scryland. To the bottom. Well, Agonizing Remorse. We will take Crosses. Play a tap land. Could use some card advantage. Opponent, tap land. Well, play the Swamp. Temeric. Ugh, we should have played Overgrown Tomb, but okay. Temeric Calls the Dead. Mill some stuff. Make a 2/2. Yeah, we should definitely have played the Shock land there, but hopefully that's okay. Opponent. Well, we know there's a Questing Beast. Who knows what else our opponent has found? There's a Questing Beast. Opponent hits us to 12. Well, mill. Make a 2/2. Overgrown Tomb. Elspeth Conquers Death. Oh, yeah, we gave up 2 points of life by playing the wrong land. Get in. Well, let's see what our opponent found. 3 unknowns and 2 lands. There's the land. What did you find, opponent? Okay, Growth Spiral. That's not really what we were worried about. Overgrown Tomb. Oh, trigger. Gain a bit of life. Yeah, let's keep both of those. Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Go to combat. Attack. Temple of Plenty. Calix. I think to the bottom. We're already getting 1 back. Yeah, Calix oddly to the bottom. And pass the turn. See what our opponent found. Island. Crosses. Sure. Well, let's Cling to Dusk. On Growth Spiral. Draw a card. Untap. Get back Calix with Loyalty. Take up Calix. Take Ephemia. What are we doing this turn? Yeah, let's take Ephemia.
The pattern appears before.
Go to combat. Attack. Opponent blocks. Or not. Opponent does not block. Okay. So we will Kaya's Wrath. Ephemia. Godless Shrine. Make a dork. Pass the turn. All right, opponent. What's next? Can we close it out through the Haymakers? That is the question. Opponent. This Casualties might be our trump card. Hiding in our sideboard is a 1-of. Untap land. Nissa. Okay. Well, that's not good. What does Nissa do? Turns on a land. Combat. Attacks her face. Well, I mean, we will kill it. Alright, opponent's gonna scry. 2 to the bottom. This does tap our opponent out, though. We untap. We take up Calix. We take Birth, I think. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, take Birth.
Stars will light our way.
Play Birth. Get a Plains. Play the Plains. Casualties. Enchantment land Planeswalker. Boom. Yes. Boom. And boom. Treasure's buzzing. Goes away. Alright, let's see what you got, opponent. Let's see what you got. Untaps. Calix is ready to ultimate if it sticks. And it's decent. Opponent. Scryland. To the top. No Questing Beast. No Murderous Riders. The graveyard's pretty full. Full enough. Oh, opponent has another Casualties of War. Alright, well, Liliana. Take up Liliana. Temple Garden. What did our opponent leave on top? Another Nissa. Jeez, this game. Opponent taps. Goes at our face. And we'll take it. Down to 6. Paradise Druid. How do we deal with the Nissa? Can we deal with the Nissa? Let's play Calix. We need a Doom Foretold, I think. Play Calix. Tick up
Not
Calix.
let the threads of fate unravel any
There's a Doom Foretold. Oh, Liliana, take it down.
of the gods.
Draw a card.
They were allowed anyway.
Doom Foretold to get rid of Nissa, Temple, Scry. Keep Elspeth Conquer's Death for the next threat. Opponent, Nissa, number 2 god, adapts. What do they have? Nissa number 3! They just keep coming! Oh my goodness! This match, this game, what in the world? Adapts an island! Whoa! Kills Liliana. Plays a Scryland. Scry's to the top, another bomb! How do we do this? How do we do this? Sack Doom Foretold. Elspeth Conquers Death. Get rid of Nissa again. Ephemia. Get rid of the land.
My world.
And see what our opponents got on top of their deck. Snag the Birth. Wow, this match has been insane. Opponent adapts. What is it? Crosses. We draw nothing. I'll take up Calix. Whiff.
I am blessed.
Play Treacherous Blessing. Draw some cards. Whiff. Oh, we're gonna lose. We're gonna lose. Yeah, we're going to lose. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Pass the turn. Exile Ephemia. Wow. Alright, what does our opponent have in hand? Opponent, top deck's Questing Beast. Attacks. So we have to block with Ephemia. So we're taking 7. Cling to Dust. Exile Crosses. Exile cards. Go to 9. Or go to 8, then down to 7. Opponent plays a Scryland. To the bottom. Well, we get back Liliana.
Warrior
Loyalty
Necromancer.
counter. Go to combat. I think we're locked, though. Attack. Opponent blocks. We draw a card.
I've learned much.
Take down Liliana.
That shamble. I'll find a use for you.
Temple Garden. Yeah, we can't cast a spell because of Treacherous Blessing. Opponent, Scryland. To the bottom. Murderous Rider. Can't cast it. We'll make a zombie. Play a Plains.
Good help
Pass
is
the turn.
easy to find.
Land for our opponent. Come on, Liliana. Oh, we'd love to cast that. Liliana, zombie. Go attacking. We need 2 more whiffs. Opponent untaps. Thought Erasure. Lets our opponent surveil. Oh my god, this game. Please don't leave it on top. Please don't leave it on top. We can't cast anything because of Treacherous Blessing. It's all about this surveil. Opponent takes Murderous Rider. Oh no, really? Alright, opponent leaves it on top. We play a Scryland. Doom Foretold to the bottom. Go to combat, attack you. Wow. Oh my goodness. Pass the turn, opponent. Hits an Uro. And they can get it back, and that's game. Wow! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Wow! Oh, I mean, obviously I'm disappointed that we lost, and I am a little bit shell-shocked, but what a game, what a match. So what do we learn this week about Abzan, Calix, Sagas in Theros Beyond Death Standard? And technically, video-wise, 3-2 finish, although that comes with a bit of an asterisk. So as I was trying to record this episode, I played against 6 Nissa ramp decks in a row. 6 in a row! So after the first 2, which are in the video, and oh my goodness were those matches absolutely absurd against the 2 Nissa decks. But after I played against 2 of them, I started just scooping, trying to hit matchups that we hadn't played before. So that kind of throws the record off a little bit. So basically, what we learned about this deck, in my opinion, is we're really good against aggro. We crush Rakdos Knights, we crush Mono Red. Our deck is very well set up to handle aggro. We also are very well set up to handle control. We beat Esper control pretty easily, even through all of our opponent's disruption in another pretty interesting match. On the other hand, the Nissa matchups, boy, I don't even know what to say. Like, we could have very easily won both of our Nissa matchups. They came down, both of them, 3 games, like 40-minute long matches, right down to the very end. Who top decks better? That one game we were like locked at 1 life under our Treacherous Buzzing. It tried to win with Liliana, needed like 1 more turn, but then our opponent top decked something. So, oh my god, were those just like insane matchups. So, I don't think they're great matchups. The Nissa ramp decks are just very, very powerful. I think they are probably the best decks in Standard. So I'm not going to say they're good matchups for the deck, but really, even though we lost to them twice, I feel like we can compete with those decks, even though our record maybe doesn't show that because of the 2 losses, because really both of the matches just came down to 1 top deck. Really, after 3 whole games, we were like so even throughout those matchups, because we do have a lot of answers for Nissa. Elspeth Conquers Death can take care of it, Murderous Rider, we get discard after sideboarding, Casualties of War, so we have a plan for those matchups. But overall, I think this deck is really sweet. We draw a lot of cards, we have some super sweet Planeswalkers, lots of tricky synergy. I love the like Vraska Saga synergy, the Calix Saga synergy, the late game potential to loop Elspeth Conquers Death, Doom Foretold attacking like Birth and Tamarack Calls the Dead. The deck is like very synergistic engine-wise. Generates a lot of value, goes wide pretty quickly, has good removal, has good card draw, has good plans versus aggro and control. It's the middle where things can get sticky. I feel like maybe those Nissa matchups, I don't know. This is just a busted card. But overall, the deck is really fun. I think it's pretty competitive. The Nissa matchups, definitely the hardest matchups that we play against. While on the other ends of the spectrum, either very controlling or very aggro, I feel like this deck just kind of crushes both sides of the spectrum as we saw in our matchups. While the mid-range battles, that's where it's really close and just really hard fought. And comes down to who draws better, who plays better, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's Abzan Calix Sagas for Theros Beyond Death Standard. That's been our bunch of brew for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.